Next game was played in Gibraltar. I was white. This was round 7, and I was playing with 2700 player, Vallejo Pons Francisco. He was 27-29, and yeah, we had the following position. So first thing is, yeah, how do you assess the position? What do you think about this position? This position, I somehow wanted to, I had an idea of trying to achieve the following. This is what I wanted to get in long term. But I had two issues here. I didn't want to start with e5. I didn't want to start with e5 for two reasons. That one is his queen is on d8, and his queen is not far. And second is I did not like this happening. This knight b6, knight d5. So I didn't want to start with e5. Now if I don't play e5, then I'm in a way discouraging knight b6 because there is no knight d5. Although still he can play knight b6 to come to c4. But okay, then I can play bishop c5 or bishop b4. But I felt that there is a possibility he could also play next move. He could play queen b6, and then I wanted to play e5 and followed by my idea. So here again I did the psychological thing. So I was thinking, should I wait for queen b6? But now how to wait? I don't want to play rook d2 because then I'm not sure about this queen a5 kind of move. I thought of rook e1, but again I'm not sure if someday I'm planning this kind of attack. Do I need my rook on e1? Probably not. So I wanted to provoke him to play queen b6. And as somebody asked just few minutes before, if I have ever played a move, perfectly knowing that it might not be the best move, but from a psychological point of view, this could be an example. But I also thought that it's a very reasonable move. So I want to play h4, h5 in future, but I want to provoke him to play let's say queen b6 or something, and also give an impression that I don't want to play h4. So from that point of view, here I played h3. So it gives a clear direction that yeah, Deep, exactly, h3 is most provoking. So no, king h1 will Shogoto, king h1 will immediately give it away. That also king h1, if you play king h1, you don't want to probably play h4. So I played h3, and when I played h3, I think it is clearly showing that I don't want to play h4 next, but this is what actually I want to do. I want him to make some kind of concession. So I know there are many Grunfeld players here, like I'm pretty sure somebody like Bayu or Abhijit Gupta or Deep would probably unlash f5 here. It's a very strong move, but in the game he played queen b6, which is also perfectly normal. And now I played e5, target achieved. Now next, now that he played queen b6, there is no knight b6, knight d5, and I have my threat. This game is very, very interesting the way it unfolded. So he played, he took bishop f3. I'm thinking why he took immediately. Maybe he could have waited one move, but then it's also very difficult to suggest what he should have played. So he played bishop f3, queen f3, and now he plays bishop f8. So I took, and he takes with knight. Well, knight, because he is also, by now I think he is also anticipating that such attack could come, and knight f8 of course makes perfect sense. Now next move he wants to play rook d8. So rook d8 is a clear threat, and yeah, Pranav, as I said, after h3 either knight b6 or f5 was a better move. But there is nothing wrong, guys. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the current position for black either. So I played bishop e4 here, in a way stopping rook d8, because if rook d8 I'll play d5, and now he stops me from playing d5 by protecting this pawn. So he plays rook c7, so that after d5, e d5, bishop d5, the e5 pawn is hanging. So now I felt that I should go for this, but there was no harm in playing rook d3, because eventually when I play h5, h4, I would need this rook somewhere. Yeah, I would probably need this rook. So I started with rook d3. He played b4. Oops, sorry. He played b4. I played h4. Now I have a very direct threat, h5, and yeah, then it would be very annoying after h5 and maybe queen f4. So he played h5, g4 obviously. Now I'm completely ready. So he takes, and he made the most sensible move here, rook c3. Obviously he would not like my rook to come to h3 or g3, so it makes a lot of sense to change this rook. Here I saw a trick and I miscalculated. So I thought I could play rook d1, which is what I played in the game. He played rook d3, and rook d8. This is what I was expecting, because this is the most obvious thing to do. You immediately put pressure on d4. And my original idea when I played rook fd1 was that after takes, when he plays rook d8, I wanted to play queen g5. Now can somebody tell me what is the point of queen g5 and how should black play here? So why I wanted to play queen g5 and why I did not play queen g5. No, rook g3, h4. Rook g3 is rook takes d4. Yeah, Padmini, you are right. Rook d4, queen e3. Yeah, rook d4, queen e3 is my point. But you are also right, of course. Setu found the correct move, obviously. Rook d4, queen e3. Ilamparthi, you are right also. So the point is, of course, rook d4, there is queen e3, and here I am winning. And at this point I saw b3. This was kind of annoying, because okay, if rook takes b3, there is queen d4, and if a b3, he takes rook d4 and queen e3, and now he vacant the square, so he plays rook b4, and this ends in a draw. So I can take and king g2, and this ends in a draw. So I think this was a very tough move for me to play in this position, much more tougher than h3, because this is a situation where you're playing, 7th round, you're playing a 2700 player, and you see that after queen g5 he must play b3, and then it ends in a draw. So there is a tendency back in your mind that you're playing a higher rated player, so just make a draw and come back, gain some rating and so on. But as I said, ideally speaking, the frame of mind should be same when you're playing an unrated player or Magnus Carlsen. You just play the position. So here I felt I have more practical chance, and the move which I played in this position, it was psychologically very difficult to play, because I want to continue the game. I don't want to make a draw, but also there is no direct way to do it. So I played bishop g2, just saying that let's continue the game. I don't want to agree for a draw immediately. And now I am still threatening, so I am still threatening h5. And suddenly the game became very wild. Yeah, Bayu, queen d1 also is something that I was thinking. Oh, for the audience, I keep on saying Bayu because that's how we call Abhijit Gupta. So for those who are not aware, if we are saying ban, that means Adiban. If somebody says gangs, that's me. If I say meow, that's Soumya. If we say Bhayu, that's Abhijit Gupta. So just for reference, yeah. So bishop g2, he played a5. Yeah, queen d1 I was actually thinking. But then queen d1 I was not happy that how to continue with h5. Maybe queen d1 is very interesting also. Yeah, queen d1 is also equally interesting, I must say. So I played bishop g2, he played a5. I played h5, he played a4. And now this is getting very wild, yeah, like both players are not bothering what is going on the other side. I played queen h4, so kind of giving some threats, yeah, like some kind of ideas. He plays b3, I take a b3. And now he played a3. He could also take a into b3. So and h6, and this is a very crucial position. We are also having some kind of time crunch, and yeah, my opponent was Vallejo Pons, 27-21. So here I am threatening queen f6, and it's possible to defend it either way. Yeah, I can play knight d7 or knight h7. Intuitively, what would you prefer, knight d7 or knight h7? Viraj Pandit says knight h7, okay. Everybody votes for knight h7, no one for knight d7. Knight h7. Shrey says knight d7, d7. Niklesh says knight h7. It's mixed. Yeah, knight h7 was definitely safe. So yeah, he had to play knight h7. Okay, knight h7. Shahid says knight d7. Alright, so here is the thing. Knight d7 happened in the game. Now tell me how to stop black had he played knight h7. What is white's defense here? Because I had to be absolutely sure that knight h7 I have some kind of backup. I had a backup. It would have ended in a draw if he had played knight h7. But it's very important to find out how I can stop the a3 pawn. As you can see, now there is no mate. This knight is a monster here on h7 as far as defense is concerned. And this pawn is going to give a nightmare. Yeah, b4. b4 is possible, but b4 I was not happy about g5. There's a very nice way to get the pawn. Yeah, Ilampati got it right. Yeah, queen e7. This was my backup trick. Because now, okay, there is no rook a8, obviously it's controlled. And after a2, I have queen a3. Yeah, Soham, you are also right. And then rook takes d4. Takes. I take. And this was a draw. I would have, had to accept the perpetual. But that did not happen in the game. In the game, he played knight d7. And he missed... yeah, here d5 is also possible. But much stronger is bishop c6. So now I want to take on d7 and play queen f6. He plays a2. Adiban, now can GMs answer the question? Yes, Adiban, feel free. You can definitely answer. For instance, here, okay, this is a question to all the GMs included. White to play. Let's do it. No engines, guys. White to play. You know what is the problem? What is the difference between solving a problem and playing a tournament game? The thing is, it's very easy to solve. It gets much easier to solve a problem when somebody says, here, white to play and win. But during a game, nobody tells you what is the critical position, when to think, whether it is winning or not winning. So you are never sure. One can never be sure during a tournament game. So everybody says bishop d7. Bishop d7, there is a1 queen. Arisha Das says rook d1. Rook d1 happened in the game. What happened to all my fellow grandmasters? Give the solution, come on. h7 and bishop d7. Yeah, hang on, first of all I want to, so h7, okay, let's say I play this, bishop d7, queen here. I should be able to defend this, no, somehow, Padmini? I don't know, queen c1, let's say. Also h7, Padmini, I can play king g7. Although still you have a point, yeah. This is not the answer. Now suddenly I have to find a way why this is not an answer. Maybe this is also winning. At least I don't see it. I don't see a refutation immediately. Anybody is saying? Yeah, direct bishop d7 is fine. Queen f1. Yeah, thanks Setu. Thank you. Yeah. This was the point. Yeah, queen f1 defense. That's true. But bishop d7. This is what I wanted to play initially. But here a1 queen, king h2, and now there is no queen f1 because I have queen f6. But I left it here after seeing king h7, queen f6, rook g8, and there was some time crunch, and I did not see a breakthrough here. But as it happens with every chess player, you go back to your room and switch on the computer. Immediately, computer laughs like, "What rook g8? It's mate here in like 3 moves." So yeah, rook g8 is the exact position where I left. So what is the win here after rook g8? Yeah, queen f7, okay, king h8 now. Yeah, that's what I thought, it's a draw. Yeah, queen f7 and h7, exactly, by you. This is what I missed in my calculation, that I have this h7 and I can open the file by sacrificing the pawn. So like after h7, it doesn't matter where he goes, and then I give check, force him to take, and then there is mate. I missed this, and there was a time crunch, so I played the other move which some of you suggested. I played rook d1, controlling a1 queen, and now again I'm threatening the same. So I'm threatening this and this. He played king h7, bishop d7, threatening queen f6. He takes queen takes b3, rook f1, and he made a blunder here. It seems rook a8 was a draw here. This is some kind of computer-like defense that queen f6, king h6 is a draw. Because I think after king g2 there is a1 queen and it controls everything. But rook f1, he made a blunder. He played. Subham Rasam says, why didn't black queen take the bishop? Where? Ah, you mean here? No, he couldn't do that, right? Because the d8 was hanging, so he couldn't take the bishop. Yeah. So anyway, king h7, bishop d7, queen b3, rook f1. He played rook d7, which is a perfect move, especially when you are in time pressure. Yeah, you see that there is queen f6, which is what he saw. King takes h6. I play king g2 and queen b1. And in time pressure, it's very easy to assume that this position is a draw, because after all, white does not have enough pieces left. As a matter of fact, this is still a draw, but it gets extremely interesting now. For me, I was very lucky that this was my 40th move. So I remember I was in seconds, and I didn't even think for 1 second, because I know I can always repeat. So I played queen h5 check, and he played king g5. So this brings me back to one of the finest book I have read in recent times, that is Positional Decision Making by Gelfand. There at one point he mentions that many chess blunders happens on 41st or 42nd move, because when you're playing in time pressure, the entire adrenaline is there and you're very focused, and then as soon as the time pressure ends, somehow we tend to relax, and this is the moment where our focus level is not optimum and blunder happens. Yeah, so luckily for me, this was the 40th move, and I came back, I washed my face, ate something, or I don't remember, I probably drank some tea and sat there, and I had loads of time to think. I see many players are saying king g3 here. Setu also says king g3. Adiban also king g3. King g3 unfortunately is not winning. King g3, black has a fascinating defense. The point of king g3 is, of course, after queen f1, this is mate. But king g3, there is rook takes d4. And queen f6 check, there is king h6. We will reach the similar position, like it's still possible to play like this. But it's a worse version than what I got in the game. Subham, it depends what kind of tournament we are playing. Gibraltar usually is a very long tournament. So I think after 40 move, we get additional 50 minutes for another 20 moves. So king g5, I played rook h1. So I am threatening right now queen h4 check and queen f6 mate. And a cute trick in this position is, if black goes queen e4 check, then there is f3, queen f4. It feels like black has defended everything. Very quick question, not more than 5 seconds for this. Find the mate. Yeah, I saw you guys are saying f4. I'll show it why it is not winning. Rook g1, Padmini? No. When rook g1? Maybe not in this position. Yeah, Deep got it right. The mate is queen h6, king f5, rook h5 check, and queen f6 mate. Before I show the other variation, I want to show why not f4. I saw many people are saying f4. f4 is not winning because king f5, queen h3 check. f4 is the move that I remember I wanted to play first. King e4, queen f3 check, and king f5, and there is no way to mate here because always this e4 square is vacant, so there is no mate here. Rook h1, there is another interesting line that I saw, that is king f5, because if black can get to d5, there will be no mate. But there is also a very fine move here after king f5. Stop it. So yeah, rook h1, and he took queen takes h1, which is basically forced. Queen h1, queen takes h1, rook takes d4. This endgame is a draw, but it became more and more interesting. So I gave queen c1 check. What is the obvious move? What would you play now? Where would you go? King f5, king h5, king g4. Nicholas says king f5, king f5. Everybody king f5. Ilam Parthi, king f5. King f5. Everybody says king f5. Friends, please don't use engine. I mean, Viraj Pandit, there is no way you cannot say immediately whether it is blunder or not. I mean, trust me, with all due respect, if a 2700 and all the bunch of grandmasters here, they are unable to say which is correct, which is wrong, I don't think it's possible, just to say on a second that king f5 is a blunder. No, yeah, I get your point. Queen c2, no. Well, no, that makes sense. Now I get it what you are saying. The point is, anyway, black will lose. Yeah, Viraj, I get it now. So let me explain. Yeah, even if you get the pawn on a2, let's say, yeah, hypothetically, if you play king h5 here, which is the correct move, even if you get the pawn, just imagine this, and black gets his king to g7 and rook to f5, even that is a draw. And top of that, king h5, after queen a3, there is rook d2, and there is no way we can take it. Now, coming to your point, like in the game, he played king f5, queen c2 check, king into e5. Now, let's say if you take queen a2, then it's already a draw. Just some move, probably rook d5 will make, it's just an easy draw. It's a fortress. During the game, as I said, like it's impossible to be sure, whether it's winning or not. But later it turned out that this is winning. It's queen b2, the only move to win. And also after the game, we could not be sure. We analyzed after the game. We were not sure that if it is actually winning. But it turned out that all black needs in this position, black doesn't need this pawn at all. Black just needs his rook on f5 and it's just over. It's completely over. Yeah, this is winning. This position is, after queen b2, it is winning. The problem is I will always take this pawn with check. g5, yeah, but when g5 happened in the game. Yeah, what else to do also? So g5, I play f3. Actually, king f3 was even simpler. Yeah, there are no fortresses, as Magnus puts it, yeah. When rook f4? At what point rook f4? I don't see there was... Ah, here rook f4 you mean? Yeah, this rook f4 is possible, but it's the same. No, I'll play king g3. And then you cannot even sack, yeah, because if you play this now, I can take and I can give a mate here. So that's why not rook f4. So anyway, king f5 here takes queen b2. He played g5 and f3. So f3, how would you play now? So he played f6. And now I wait. So basically I will force you to play king d5 now. So I'll come here, I'll force you to play king d5 and then I'll take here with check. Yeah, that's what happened basically. So f6 here, check, king d6, queen a3 check. And now again, this will be a draw. Just black is just one move away. All he needs is his rook on f4 and a proper fortress. But somehow it's not working. Like he needs his rook on f4, but he also needs his king to get his king to a shelter. So queen a3 check. He played king d5. Well, but the point is, of course, he cannot go to d7 because there is queen. There is queen a7 check. So he played king d5, queen e7, and now it looks like black got a fortress, rook f4, but there is one particular thing missing. This king to g6. Black somehow needs his king on g6. So now I gave check, king e5, and now king e3. Now the first problem is how to wait. So let's say if you do rook h4 and rook f4, if you wait this way, then it is immediate mate. Like rook h4, there is a very cute mate here. Queen c7 check, and let's say if you try to run that way, then there is check and check. It's mate. So he played king f5. Now all black wants is to play king g6. He will not even bother about this pawn anymore. If he can get king g6, king g7, then it will be a most likely it will be a draw. But I am not allowing that. King e5 and queen d3. And now again some kind of zugzwang. So he played f5. Yeah, I guess now already the rook. Why he didn't play rook h4 here? Yeah, rook h4 is the same thing. Yeah, I play this check. There is no king d5 because f6 hangs, and for this I have the same mate here. So queen d3, he played f5. Played queen d8. Now g5 is hanging. So take. I don't think it's a fortress. There is no way now even black can actually create a fortress. The rest of the game was not important. Yeah, so although the endgame was actually not part of the topic, because the topic was more about psychology, I chose this game because of that h3 h4 moment and also the bishop g2 moment.